The Top Fuel Racing Indy Series is on the air. Live from Phoenix International Raceway, it's the AZ Direct Phoenix 175. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by AZ Direct. For all your computer needs, online, electronic superstore. If you're in the greater Phoenix Metroplex area, you can find them at their brick and mortar location, AZ Direct, for all your computer needs. Promotional consideration paid for by Discount Nutrition. For all your supplement needs, DNCSupplements.com. Tonight's overlay being brought to you by PZ Overlays. Paul Zoda providing some of the most beautiful overlays in all of iRacing. For more information on how you can get your own, you can find Paul Zoda on his Facebook page. Paul Zoda, PZ Overlays. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention our very good friends over at Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness. PH, one of the most difficult to diagnose terminal illnesses on the planet due to the fact that it masks itself as so many other terminal illnesses that by the time doctors can put the pieces together, usually the only course of action left is a double lung transplant. More information on how you can get more pH aware, we ask that you go to phaware.global and be sure to check that little box next time you fill out your driver's license form that you want to be an organ donor for all usable organs. The life you could save could be a friend. Quick look at the point standings as we roll into round 6. Pretty tight towards the top. Jeff Hollingsworth leading the pile, 176 points. Chris Simard, 9 points out. Scotty Brinson, 11 back from Chris Simard. Defending series champion is only 20 points out of the lead. Chris Walker, 12 points off of Brinson. Paul Crumry, another 5 markers back. Keith Mayato, 12 markers back from Paul. And then things really get tight. Mark Walker tied with Mayato right now. Robert Dudley, 2 points back. Johnny Antonucci, another 1 point back. And Rick Hunderfein, another 1 point back off of him. Now, I would like to remind everybody, too, Johnny Antonucci's not in the field tonight. And I haven't seen Rick Hunderfein yet either. So, a lot of shaking up could take place tonight in the point standings. Let's jump right in as qualifying underway right now. Mayato atop the pile. Good grief, Keith. Leave some on the table for the rest of the kids. 29 thousandths to the good over Robert Dudley. Dudley with a hell of a run going. Marcus Hagman, as we're following along right now with current 4th place in point, Chris Walker. Nate Siefker to the top of the board. First one into the 20.4s. New paint scheme for Marcus Hagman tonight. He's currently sitting 4th quick. And Chris Walker not completing a lap. Interesting. Hunderfein is in the session, so look for him to move up tonight with Antonucci not being in the crowd. So Siefker, top of the board. Kevin O'Brien out on track right now. Currently sitting 13th quick, looking to improve on his flyer here. Coming through 3 and 4, and gonna call it a night. So 1 and done for O'Brien. As defending series champion Scotty Brinson readies himself for a qualifying attempt. Again, you are watching the Top Fuel Racing Indy Series AZ Direct 175 from Phoenix International Raceway. Yes, this is Phoenix still, folks. It is not the, quote, new version. Brinson not happy with the heat he was able to generate in those rear tires. A little bit of connection issue. Here we go. Fires one off. Brinson now underway. 13 cars have taken time so far. Siefker sitting atop the leaderboard. Brinson on his outlap right now, working his way down the front chute. Takes the green flag, and he is on the clock. Real smooth line so far for Brinson as he brings it around to end lap number 1. Let's see what type of time he's going to get here. Straight to second quick. Still on a flyer. Still has tires left. Let's see what type of time this one's going to be as he comes out of turn number 4 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air for Brinson, and not going to improve. So Brinson goes second quick. But how about that lap by Siefker? Holy cow. 20.4. We were seeing times like that with draft help in the hot lap session. And Siefker goes and blaze one down in qualifying. But how about the gap between Brinson and Mayato? 1/1000th of a second. Unreal. And it looks like that's going to be all that it's going to take time tonight. Sage Karam joining the session late, so look for him to start shotgun on the field. Not sure if there's going to be enough time for him to actually get... Well, there's enough time for him to get a flyer in. The question is he going to try it and be rushed, or is he just going to relax and work on race setup? So we're about to find out here as just about a minute and a half left in the qualifying session. So if you need to use a little driver's room, now would be a good time, ladies and gentlemen. So, and there's our answer. Sage Karam coming up to speed right now, working his way through 3 and 4, getting ready to take the green on a flyer. First time we... Oh! And just tries to knock down the turn 1 wall. Gonna have a one and done situation here. So he's gonna come around to gonna be able to come around to start what would have been lap 2 because he had just taken the green. Pressure gonna be on. Flirting with that safer barrier, coming through 1 there. Down through the dog leg, down the back chute, into turn 3 at speed. And that lap gonna be 15th quick. So quick look at the weather for tonight. 103 degrees. Oh, track temperature just dropped as cloud cover came over as we get ready to grid up here. But 78 degree ambient air temperature, relatively cool for Phoenix. But starting track temperature 93 degrees. As we take a quick look at our starting field. Nate Seifert going to be starting up on the point with defending series champion Scotty Brinson. Row 2 is going to see the Canadian crippler Keith Mayato. He's joined with Robert Dudley. Marcus Hagman and Chris Simard going to roll off in row number 3. Row 4 is going to see Jeff Wubker and Mark Walker. Jeff Hollingsworth and Paul Crumry roll off in row number 5. Row 6 is going to see Bob Lacavara and Raul Alvarez. Chris Beam and Kevin O'Brien start in row number 7. Sage Karam and Chris Walker going to roll off in row number 8. Row 9 is going to go to Rick Hunterfein and Matt Burkhart. And starting shotgun on the field, and that's everybody who's currently in the session. All right. Just received word from Race Control. Tonight's race being dedicated to the memory of So, tonight's race being dedicated to the memory of Brittany's mom. Those of you who have followed the league for a while know that Chief Cook and Bottle Washer Scott Brinson is hopefully soon to be bride-to-be Miss Brittany, a major part of his life. Unfortunately, she lost her mom a few years back on this day, so we dedicate tonight's race to the memory of Brittany's mother. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Seifert going to have the button as they come out of turn number 4. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. The only thing that's left to say is, Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in the Valley of the Sun.
Green flag, green flag.
Seifert gets a great jump. Brinson slightly asleep at the switch on that one. As Keith Mayato looking to make moves already, driving the only Alfa Romeo powered IndyCar for the past 40-something years, 50-something years. I believe it was the last time we saw that moniker on a full-blown Indy-style race car. It would probably be closer to 60 years now. I want to say it was the 1960s the last time it happened. Leave a comment below if you know the last time Alfa Romeo actually competed at the Brickyard. Meanwhile, Seifert out to almost a full second lead over Brinson. Chris Walker and Sage Karam looking to make some headway right now. Karam already up to 9th as he's trying to reel in Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff Wubker already making some headways. He's up to 10th. And the field's starting to get pretty strung out right now. The closest battle on the track right there is Marcus Hagman and Jeff Hollingsworth. $175 laps, the scheduled distance tonight. Hunterfein, Burkhart, and Mark Walker not taking the green. So Nate Seifert currently showing the way. You could just see a glimpse of Scott Brinson's sun-kissed car in the background as they work into 3, coming out of 4. Now, with as hot as the track is and as difficult as the old layout is to pass, I've got to commend the powers that be for choosing which version of Phoenix we're using. Less likely to have a dumpster fire at this version simply because you can't make a pass in the grass going through the dogleg. You can try. You're going to be piecing the car back on the hauler. As Crumry looks to the inside of Dudley right now, puts it into full send it mode going through 3 and 4. Dudley hanging tough on the high side. Crumry with a little bit of an advantage as they haul off into turn number 1. Crumry gets the clear. Here comes Dudley's teammate, Jeff Hollingsworth. Your current points leader is the 3rd car in that freight train. As Bob Lacavara looking to make some headway now, as he's working on Chris Beam. Had to collect it coming off a 4 from what I'm being told. Just trying to turn laps this early in the event. Working lap 12, make that just starting lap 12 of 175. As Hollingsworth gets by his teammate. I've been told as of late, Robert Dudley been putting in a ton of practice time ever since he joined NLR. So looking to try to help that team as best he can, putting in just lap after lap, almost like a machine, just making sure that he knows what that car is going to do on a long run. Meanwhile, up at the front, Siefker, their other teammate, has already got Chris Walker a lap down and has a buffer now as Brinson makes quick work of Walker. The gap is still just under a full second. Then you've got Keith Mayato and his teammate, that's Chris Simard, clear banana. And it looks like that second lane through 3 and 4 is starting to come in early. Again, track temperature hovering right around 90 degrees. Siefker, Brinson, Mayato, Simard, and Crumry, your top 5. And Brinson's starting to reel Siefker in. I'm not sure if, Siefker just wore all the goodie off the tires already, but it was a full second as Brinson struggles coming off a 4, gives half a tenth back to Siefker, but where Brinson really shines is through 3 and 4 usually. As those two still in lockstep. And do want to give a quick shout out to my normal broadcast partner, my brother from another mother, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, going to be taking part in the NIS Daytona 500. That's why he's not here tonight with us. As Mark Walker finally on track. Only 23 laps down, but finally able to start turning some laps here. Right now, this field more strung out than a frat boy on a bender. And Siefker and Brinson, and there's, you see Walker in the purple people eater. In between first and second place. Staying the heck out of the racing line, giving him plenty of room, keeping the car out of trouble. Okay. And Jeff Hollingsworth currently holding down the number 6 slot, your current points leader. Trying to reel in Paul Crumry right now in the Make 7 Up Yours number 88. As Mark Walker back into the pits, it looked like. No, that wasn't him. I'm seeing things. Not the first time it's happened. It's Karam dealing with Marcus Hagman right now. Hagman hanging tough with the pro. Karam with no hot laps in the session tonight. Unfortunately joined a little bit late. Not a lot of seat time in this particular setup at this particular layout. So we're struggling a little bit early. Already up to 8th though. Started back in 15th. So it has made some headway, but still a long way to go. And Hollingsworth steadily reeling in Paul Crumry right now. I'm not sure if Crumry has already burned the goodie off his tires or if he's just conserving right now. But I guess time will tell. As we are, I dare say we're closing in on what should be the first round of green flag pit stops. Again, you are watching the Top Fuel Racing Indy Series AZ Direct 175. AZ Direct for all your online computer needs. They do ship worldwide. If you are in the greater Phoenix Metroplex, you can find them at the brick and mortar location. They are in the yellow pages. You can find them on Google. You can find them on their Facebook page. For all your computer components, AZ Direct is where you need to go. You're going to find great deals, great pricing, and they stand behind their products. AZ Direct, some of the best in the business. Look them up. You find them on their Facebook page, AZ Direct. Meanwhile, we're still watching this battle right now for 5th. Crumry has it as Hollingsworth almost sends it in full send mode on the outside, thinks better of it, knows it's way too early to be running it that hard. Lets Crumry get back out in front of him a little bit. As that is Chris Walker that they are reeling in. Now Walker is a lap down. So struggling a little bit early is Walker, as his teammate Paul Crumry and his teammate Jeff Hollingsworth. Now Hollingsworth and Walker are teammates is what I'm referring to there, both of them driving for NLR. Crumry with Rated R Racing, who you got Scott Brinson, Kevin O'Brien, Paul Crumry, and why am I drawing a blank on who the hell else is on that team? Oh, Sam Cooper Bennett. He's not in the race tonight. That's why I wasn't seeing the other name that I normally see. But yeah, so as of right now, anyways, as Hollingsworth throws it to the inside, coming through the dog leg, gets the clear, and almost gets the clear, doesn't quite, pushes up. Crumry has to check up a little bit. Not going to be a happy camper as Hollingsworth gets the spot. Crumry had to check up, lost a ton of momentum, and Hollingsworth already half a second to the good because of it. But as I was starting to say, this season is really starting to run away as far as the team standings, as No Limit Racing, Rated R, and MCS, who it's Chris Samard and Keith Mayato, really starting to show up as the three teams that have really laid the gauntlet down. Now, Turn 3 Motorsports has been struggling this season. SKM has been struggling this season. Phenomenal Evolution, I believe, has maybe 1 point so far, as does Sim Sirius. They've only got a couple of points so far in the team standings. And it all has to do with having drivers that are willing to show up. And as of right now, anyways, Rated R, No Limit, and MCS have really, they've shown up every week. So those three teams are in a complete slugfest right now for who's going to bring home the standings. And as I say that, MCS's Keith Mayato all over the rear wing of Scotty Brinson right now from Rated R Racing. As they're getting into some lap traffic. That's Nate Siefker directly in front of Brinson too. So Raul Alvarez getting ready to go a lap down. As we are working lap 45, getting ready to start lap 46 of 175. And Sage Karam, the first one to blink. Apparently not happy with how that car was handling in traffic, so brought it pit side for Mr. Feelgoods, and back underway, dropping him to 13th, 2 laps down now. So it's, whoa, 3 wide. Brinson thinking better of it, backs out a little bit. Good grief, guys. Still only lap 47. What are you doing? That could have ended all sorts of poorly. As Paul Crumry going to be the next one to blink. He brings it pit side. Those battle up front really starting to heat up. There was a lot of separation between these guys now as we are nearing the green flag stop time. And all your leaders coming in. Mayato stays out to get the bonus point. Simard comes in, Dudley in, Hollingsworth in, and Siefker blows through his stall. Oh, wow. Mayato finally in. Brinson down and away. So Brinson and Dudley a lap down already. Hands the lead over to Marcus Hagman as Mayato has gone pit side. Excuse me. So give that lap to Hagman as Bob Lacavara now inherits the lead. Has not pitted yet. 52 laps on his tires. Yikes. So Lacavara gets a bonus point for Pinnacle Racing. And Kevin O'Brien side by side into turn number 3 as looks like Lacavara might be going pit side. Now O'Brien's going pit side. Brinson flashes by, takes the lead back. Brinson now with the bonus point for leading the lap. So Brinson showing the way. Mayato sitting in second. Simard in third. And Siefker losing 3 spots on that pit stop after sliding through his stall. And the big winner of this whole melee, Sage Karam, went from 9th before the stops all the way up to 5th. And he's got clean air. Well, semi-clean. Meanwhile, back up in the front, Scott Brinson with a mirror full of Keith Mayato right now. Those two are starting to gap. Mayato's teammate, Chris Simard, in the Nuclear Banana. Simard 2 seconds to the good over Nate Siefker. We've got 10 seconds over Sage Karam in 5th. So the field really starting to get strung out right now. As Jeff Hollingsworth in 6th. The last car on the lead lap. Let that sink in for a moment, folks. Excuse me. Tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Rice and Peas. So Jeff Hollingsworth in 6th place, the last car on the lead lap. And Mayato still all over the rear wing of Brinson right now. And as we all know the old saying, catching him's one thing, getting by him cleanly is another. As Mayato crosses him over, coming off of 1, drag race down into turn number 3. Mayato tries to send it. Brinson sends it harder on the high side. Still side by side. Brinson able to carry way more momentum on that second lane. So second lane already starting to come in, coming through 4. A current check of the track conditions. Track temperature has gone up 2 degrees since we took the green, up to 92 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover right now in the Valley of the Sun. These guys are just flat getting it right now. My Auto tries full send it mode again, going through 3 and 4. Brinson keeps his foot into it, carries a lot of more momentum coming off of 4. Pulls a 3-car length gap over My Auto as they go into 1. Gotta wonder if My Auto is just set up for something. But Brinson running about a car width off that yellow line, able to carry a ton of momentum coming through 3 and 4. And My Auto right now looks like he might just be wearing all the goodie off his tires quickly. And My Auto into the marbles. Has to check up a ton to save it. How he didn't get into the safer barrier, I'll never know, but no harm, no foul. Definitely a pucker moment, though. And that little bobble has let Chris Simard start to reel these guys back in. Quick check of your top 10. Scotty Brinson showing the way. Keith My Auto in second. Chris Simard, Nate Siefker, your pole sitter, sitting in 4th. Sage Karam up to 5th. Jeff Hollingsworth, last car on the lead lap, currently sits in 6th. You got Robert Dudley, Marcus Hagman, Jeff Wubker, and Chris Beam. Now, Wubker did, just by taking the green, took over at least 9th place in points. The big battle right now, let's take a look. This is what it was coming into tonight. So, Johnny Antonucci not able to make it due to an injury. So, Wubker was sitting in 12th in points. He's going to jump Antonucci. I dare say Wubker into the top 10 after tonight. So, Hunderfeen not making the call. He is going to get show-up points because he was in the session but didn't race. Same goes for Matt Burkhart, though they were both deep in the point standings. And Mark Walker back into the pits. Back down and away. 24 laps down off of your leader, Scott Brinson, as Brinson was flashing by again. And My Auto keeping Brinson honest right now. Take a look at what the view from Keith My Auto's car is, as I'm being told by the boys in the truck that, yes, we do. Not bad. As you can see right there, unfortunately, My Auto having to figure out where he can put that car to get it into the clean air, to get it to bite in the corners. 25 laps into their fuel stint, basically have just punished the ever-loving hell out of the right front tire. So you really are now aero dependent on where you can put that car. I'm not sure what happened to Chris Simard. And it looks like Simard may have gotten into the wall. And yes, there is some damage on the right side of the nuclear banana. So Simard going to lose a ton of spots here. Unscheduled pit stop for second in points coming into tonight. Going to have to burn the fast repair early. Gets it fixed and back underway. Lost a lap there. Yeah, unfortunately, again, just real easy to do here at Phoenix. Those walls come up on you so fast. That's going to move Siefker up into third. Karam's up into fourth. And Karam has a rearview mirror now filled with your points leader, Jeff Hollingsworth. And Brinson just pounded the wall. Oh no. Let's back that up a little bit there. See you coming up on the lap car of Bob Lacavara. I don't think Lacavara realized what was going on there, and just boom. Brinson with a torn up race car. Both wings missing, engine cowl gone.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And wow. That's what brought out the yellow. Hollingsworth caught Karam. It looked like Karam may have been ready to go into the pits. And unfortunately, Hollingsworth never heard him call it out and just pounded Sage Karam. Slight reprisal, though, for... I guess it's not. Brinson having to tow. So that's not going to be a reprieve for Brinson at all. Hollingsworth entering a closed pit. That's going to drop him a lap. As we are now back live. Siefker saved. That leaves 4 cars on the lead lap. Siefker and Mayato, the first 2 to bring it pit side. Mayato down and away, Siefker down and away, everybody else having to wait until pit road opens for the lap traffic, which will be this time by. Wow. I don't know what else I can say about this, but wow. What a shakeup that has now caused. And it looks like Brinson may be putting it on the hauler. And there's Sage Karam as he brings it pit side. Wow. That car is tweaked. Mean. So, puts Marcus Hagman as the last car on the lead lap as wave around's happening now. Lights go out on the pace car. Yep. Couldn't agree more. So my auto going to have control of the field as they work their way through the 3-4 complex, or into the 3-4 complex, I should say. So my auto, Seifker, Dudley, and Hagman.
Green flag, green flag.
Mayato pulls the trigger early, and Seifker gets a decent jump under a little bit of pressure right now from Robert Dudley. Dudley and Walker almost get into it. Samard currently in position for the lucky dog as Crumry goes full send it mode. How those two didn't kill each other, I have no idea. Puts Jeff Wubker now in position for the lucky dog should another caution come out. There's Marcus Hagman, last car on the lead lap. Mired way deep in traffic. As Keith Mayato starting to gap Nate Seifker right now. So Wubker has the position. Sage Karam trying to reel him in. Paul Crumry holding court right there with Karam. As this field is very strung out right now. Just past halfway, 95 laps in the books. 175 the scheduled distance. Four cars left on the lead lap. Quick rundown of your top 5. Keith Mayato, Nate Siefker, Robert Dudley, Marcus Hagman, the last car on the lead lap. Jeff Wubker in position to get the wave around should another caution come out, which I believe we're all hoping that it doesn't. Time for some good news, bad news. Good news, Marcus Hagman, last car on the lead lap. Bad news, probably going to lose a lap going into the pits as he has the oldest tires on the track right now. Mayato continues to show the way. And your closest battle on track right now is this one for 6th place between Tage Karam and Paul Crumry. Crumry won an iRacing Indy fixed race last night, so it has some good momentum coming into this evening. Interesting to see how this one's going to play out for the rest of the race, though. And Mayato starting to pull away. One and a quarter seconds to the good right now. And Mayato, from the looks of it, is just out for a Sunday drive. Major points implications in place right now. Excuse me. As your points leader coming in, Jeff Hollingsworth, currently mired in 10th. Chris Samard, who was second coming in tonight, excuse me, in 8th. Scotty Brinson has put it on the hauler. That's going to drop him currently to 15th. He's probably going to lose another spot as Mark Walker is still running. And both those cars are being scored as 24 laps down. So that's going to put, there it goes, Brinson drops to 16th. Now, he was third coming into tonight, so he's going to lose a ton of points. Chris Walker right now currently sits in 12th. And there's Chris. Again, he was fourth coming into tonight, so he's probably going to gain a little bit on Brinson. He's only 12 points back. Going to gain a couple of points there. But the man who's going to gain a ton as of right this second, currently leading the race, Keith Mayato, started the night in 6th, tied for 6th with Mark Walker. Walker sits right now in 15th spot, 25 laps or 24 laps down. Mayato showing the way, so Mayato got the bonus point for leading a lap, and he's working. Ooh, hang on to her, son. That almost ended poorly as lap traffic almost cost another one. But Mayato currently working on trying to get that second bonus point for leading the most laps. So look for Mayato to move up in the standings. Again, current point standing. This is what they were coming in. So Mayato was tied for 6th with Walker. Mark Walker currently, again, in 15th, so he's actually gonna lose that position to Robert Dudley, who sits in 3rd on track. Rick Hunderfeen going to get show-up points. Johnny Antonucci going to lose some positions. So major points implications here tonight in the Valley of the Sun. As we are closing in on the point where you could make it from here. Not quite yet, but they're getting close. So I dare say that the next stop we see could be the money stop. Thermrai working on Samard right now. Samard currently 2nd in points coming into tonight. Crumry was 5th in points coming into tonight. And every point helps. Again, you are watching a presentation of the Top Fuel Racing Indy Series. Tonight's race being brought to you by AZ Direct, your online computer or electronic superstore. They do ship worldwide. If you are in the greater Phoenix, Arizona metroplex, you can find them at their brick and mortar location. You can find all the information you're going to need on their Facebook page, AZ Direct. All your electronic needs. Looks like everybody's just starting to cruise right now. Everybody's going to have to make at least one more stop. You cannot make it from here. So meanwhile, at the front, Keith Mayato in heavy lap traffic right now. That's Mark Walker letting him by. Bob Lacavara sits right in front of him. And high side for Mayato. And then there were three cars left on the lead lap. Here's Mayato, your leader. Nate Siefker, who you see at the end of that freight train there. And then 10 seconds back, Robert Dudley. So as of right this second, good points night for NLR. Dudley both putting him into the top 10 or top 5 actually. Going to be a real good points night for those guys. Siefker getting a little bit of a toe off of Bob Lacavara. Lacavara letting off. Mark Walker go by. Not a battle for position. 20 lap difference between those guys. believe that's Chris Beam almost. Oh, baby! Kevin O'Brien gets punted by Keith Mayato. Ton of wing damage on Mayato's car. Let's go back and take a look at that one again. O'Brien has to check up, almost gets it into the safer barrier, and Mayato didn't expect him to be going that slow. And Mayato has lost the position to Siefker. Yikes, that could have been a lot more ugly than it was. And that is the second time tonight that we've seen a lap car get into the leader. And it looks like Mayato going to take it pit side within the window of you can make it from here. So Mayato going to be the first one to blink. Going to have to get that wing fixed. Just a ton of wing damage on that car. Good grief. Mayato going to lose a spot in the pits. Dudley up into second now. Jeff Wubker one lap down. Sits in third as Raul Alvarez going to be bringing it pit side. Kevin O'Brien back underway. Losing 3 laps in the pits. They're having a tow. So Mayato going to have it set on kill right now as he's going to try to get by Wubker to give himself a shot at trying to reel in Siefker and Dudley. And he's going to have to hope for major mistakes from both those guys to be able to put it back on the podium.
And meanwhile, Nate Siefker has an 11-second lead over Robert Dudley. Going into turn 4, going to lap 134.
And joining me in the booth, better late than pregnant, Mr. Connor Ojeda. Connor, welcome.
How's it going, Tony? Welcome back, man.
Oh, it's good to be back. Good to have you up in the booth with us again. I heard your flight got delayed, so welcome to Phoenix.
Yeah, them bastard, you know, U.S. Customs kind of effed me over, but, you know, I'm here.
I'm not even going to ask why you went through customs flying from Illinois to Phoenix. I don't want to know.
Too much snow, man. I had to go down south for the winter.
Anyways, for those of you just joining us, major points implications tonight. And Scotty Brinson unfortunately retired early. Rick Hunterfein not making the call. Johnny Antonucci not making the call. And we just saw Keith Mayato get into it with a lap car of Kevin O'Brien. And that relinquished the lead for him to Nate Siefker. Siefker still has to make his money stop. Mayato up into second. Dudley takes it pit side to relinquish second place. Crumry up into third.
Meanwhile, Nate Siefker brings it down pit road. Coming to lap 138. Let's see if he takes 4 tires and fuels here.
Well, this is going to be the money stop, so yeah, it's going to be 4 and fuel. Let's see if he can hit his marks, as we saw him just go sliding through his pit stall earlier. Up on the jacks. That lets Mayato back on the lead lap. Siefker down and away. And Mayato gets the lead back.
But for how long, Tony?
Well, there's a nine lap difference between the two on their tire runs. But where we were one car on the lead lap, as we watched Mayato working his way around Chris Simard, his teammate, currently came into tonight second in points, did Simard. Gonna lose a little bit. Where is Simard? Actually, no. Simard might... Simard and Hollingsworth looking to just salvage whatever they can, as they are sitting 8th and 9th right now. And Keith Mayato, the lap that Siefker went into the pits, Keith Mayato set fast lap of the race of the 20.55. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, as we are closing in on 30 to go. You see Mayato just in front of Siefker there. So Siefker is reeling him in. The question is, how badly did Mayato punish his tires early in the run to try to get back into contention?
From the looks of things, it looks like he burned his tires off pretty well.
I dare say you're not wrong. Now, quick rundown of your top 5. Mayato has made his money stop. Nate Siefker has made his money stop. Robert Dudley has made his money stop. Sage Karam should be able to make it from here.
Currently 1 lap down, hoping for a caution to get his lap back.
Marcus Hagman still needs to do his money stop.
Keith Mayato going into 4, he's not going to get it.
Well, that second lane has already been paying dividends early, as we're going to take a quick look at the weather. Track temperature's starting to cool off. Cloud cover's starting to make its way over. We've already lost 7 degrees since when we took the green, so the cars are going to be starting to handle a lot differently than they have been most of the night. And it looks like Hagman getting ready to make his stop there, as Hagman now goes a lap down.
So fill me in here, since my flight got delayed. How come there's like 3 people on the lead lap?
How should I put this? Because Phoenix.
Okay.
This is one of those tracks that you either get the rhythm or you don't get the rhythm. And if you don't get the rhythm, it's like trying to dance the pogo to the Macarena.
So it's pretty much kind of like getting bit by a Gila monster?
I'd put it more along the lines of having a scorpion crammed up your crack.
That's a lot better.
And for those of you who are from the greater Phoenix Metroplex area, you know exactly what I'm talking about when you forget to check your sleeping bag and all of a sudden you feel something in the middle of the night going, oh, please don't let that be a scorpion.
It's like Nate Siefker's gaining back on Mayato after getting around the lap car of Paul Cumry.
They are, and if you take a look at who's the next car in line,
that would be P3 of Robert Dudley.
That is P3 directly in front of Keith Mayato. So Mayato and Siefker, who have been 2 of the 3 cars that have been the class of the field tonight, the third one unfortunately being Scotty Brinson, who got collected by a lap car earlier.
It's currently 68 laps down.
Well, he's put it on the hauler. But, so Mayato and Siefker have just put on a clinic here tonight.
Be interesting to see if these three lap cars in front of them playing an effect in the Seifer getting around Mayada.
Well, you take a look at who. I was gonna say you take a look at. There is no bumper. It's a rear wing, dude.
Rear wings are.
And Siefker trying to. Well, here's the thing. Dudley and Siefker are on the same team. And you got to wonder if Siefker's going to try to use Dudley as a pick.
Doesn't really look like it, but maybe.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Here it comes.
Yep. Just does not have any momentum on the bottom. Let's get. Oh my God!
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
That is the third time tonight we've seen the leader get into a lap car. Let's go back and take a look at that one.
I dare say that.
I don't say it because I know what you're thinking. I'm probably thinking the same thing, but innocent until proven guilty, and holy crap was that exciting. Let's see what the chopper picked up. Now Mayato's carrying a ton of momentum on that outside line, and just unfortunately there was a meeting of the minds. Wow. Now, the guy who got the biggest reprieve there is Marcus Hagman, because he's basically going to get a free money stop here. Gets the wave around.
That is strange. That keeps pitting, but I'm pretty sure he's got.
Oh, he's got a ton of wing damage.
A ton of wing damage from that. Yeah, his front wing's all banged up.
And there you can see it, that they get that front wing fixed. Siefker having to tow. Wow.
Siefker's lucky that the new damage model for the end of the year isn't out right now, or his car would have been just sawed in half.
No. Siefker's lucky that we weren't running the IR05 or the DW12, because the way that those cars connected, that would have been a breakdance.
Yes.
But, wow. Huge shakeup in the running order. So Mayato maintains the lead, as he was the least affected by all of that. Marcus Hagman gets the free pass. Sage Karam looking for a wave around. Jeff Wubker looking for a wave around. That's going to put us with 4 cars on the lead lap. Currently 17 laps to go. And just...
And Mr. 10X has put it on the hauler.
With only 4X.
Well, same, but I mean, that on the Richter scale, that would be a 10X.
Well, here's the thing, is we have seen 3 times tonight that the leader has gotten collected by a lap car. That's what put Scott Brinson on the hauler. That's what put Kevin O'Brien on the hauler. And I don't know. Apparently the heat's getting everybody tonight. And as the lights are out on the pace car, field working its way into the 3-4 complex. My auto going to have the trigger. Hagman, Karam, and Wubker starting shotgun on this line. So, going to be interesting to see if there's going to be enough time for them to work their way through the traffic and get back to... Well, there's Hagman. He's not that far back. So if anybody's got a shot at my auto, it's going to be Hagman, as he's on fresher tires. Meanwhile, Paul Crumry, first car 2 laps down, sits in 7th place. He's slugging it out with Chris Walker, who's the first car 3 laps down. So 14 laps to go. My head hurts because I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what I have witnessed tonight. Let's hear from you guys in the comment section. I see there's some of y'all are watching right now. Let's hear from you. What do you think about what we've been seeing as far as the lap traffic goes? Be honest, but keep it clean. So Hagman's gotten by Samard, now sets his sights on Robert Dudley. And he's going to have to hustle it. As Dudley battles back on the inside. I don't know. Major points implications tonight, though. I do know that. Hollingsworth, your current points leader, or coming into tonight was your points leader, sits in 6th. Chris Samard, who was 2nd in points coming into tonight, sits in 8th. Brinson's going to lose some ground. He's in 16th on track. Was 3rd in points coming in. Chris Walker sits in 10th on track. Was 4th coming in to points tonight. Crumry should hold court in the top 5. And Keith Mayato should gain a ton of points. Eight laps to go. Mayato's just got to keep it rubber side down. It's Hagman almost a full turn behind. And he's got almost a full turn gap to 3rd place, Sage Karam. And that's your points leader, Jeff Hollingsworth, directly in front of Karam. So, Karam just trying to bide his time right now. Six to go. Mayato continues to show the way, driving the first Alfa Romeo IndyCar and again, in the comment section, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the first Alfa Romeo in 50 years? 50 years?
I'm sorry, but that paint scheme is a disgrace to IndyCar. Current IndyCar.
Well, you know what they say, opinions are like assholes.
It can't be as bad as me running a McLaren paint scheme on a 05 to a 2011 IndyCar.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that one.
Oh, you're going to love the paint scheme I have for Sunday.
No, I won't. Because I'm going to send you one.
Nah, I got one.
Anyways. Nate Siefker, not a happy camper right now. I can't wait to see what tomorrow morning's Siefker report is going to say. As popsicle sticks are out, my auto currently sitting 4.5 seconds to the good. As white flag comes out, got to hang on for one more lap. Coming out of turn 4.
And your winner, Keith Mayata.
Keith Mayata bringing it home. So, Marcus Hagman hanging on for second.
Sage Kerriman third, followed by Jeff Wupker in fourth.
Well, we'll give a quick rundown in a minute here, but we are going to reach out to the man of the hour, coming home with the victory, stealing one in some people's eyes. The Canadian crippler himself, Mr. Keith Mayata, driving the first Alfa Romeo paint scheme in 50 years on an Indy car. Keith, your thoughts about that one?
I got lucky, but I was lucky that my car didn't come out completely damaged after that wreck. But
which one?
Which one?
Which one?
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot the one with Kevin. Well, that one I had a tow, so that one I knew I can get out of. But that last one, I just got lucky. It was just the front wing that got hit. But all of those could have been avoided.
Well, like Connor and I were talking up here, there were 3 incidences tonight where the leader got collected by a lap car, and I know that the powers that be are probably going to have a couple things to say later in the week to the rest of the boys about that one. But other than that, Keith, how was your race tonight? I mean, you were one of the 3 cars that were complete class of the field all night long.
I felt good. I felt fast, especially on the high side. It was tough once Scott was blocking the high side through 3 and 4. So it was very hard to carry that momentum or even try to pass. And actually, that was the first incident where we got involved with the lap car, and I pushed it. I pushed that situation hoping that Scott would make a mistake. I didn't think it was going to end up with a collision, but that's why I kind of dove in there, threw the nose in there, hoping that he would react to it, and it worked out, but I just didn't think that was going to be the outcome.
Well, I mean, from I believe the phrase is from the outhouse to the penthouse. Not the finish you were hoping for last week, but definitely getting it this week. Huge
this year.
I was going to say huge points implications coming into tonight. Your thoughts on how that whole situation starting to shake out with you and Chris both sitting in the top 5. You kind of got to be happy for MCS right now.
Yeah, we're doing good. I see Chris is starting to get the slump that I started off with. So hopefully he didn't have his bad finish because there weren't too many cars. So I think at least got maybe like top 6, I think it was, or top 8. So that's not too bad. But he's got to, prevent those mistakes and hopefully move up and stay up there at the top of the leaderboard.
All right. Well, Keith, congratulations on the win tonight. As the series moves to Florida next week and the 75 minutes of Sebring, your thoughts on that one?
Well, chances are I won't be competing for the win. I'm gonna say I'll be competing for third or fourth, but a fun track. You never know. Some guys can make mistakes. Even I can make a mistake, and it could be a horrible night. But my road course has been pretty consistent this year, so looking forward to it.
All right. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank Scott for dealing with all of us. I'm sure he's really frustrated after all of us tonight, but he works hard and he tries to put on a great show every Wednesday night. And if yourself, Tony, and I see Connor's up there too. So you guys are doing a good job every Wednesday night.
All right. Well, Keith, looking forward to seeing you next week at Sebring. Congratulations on the win tonight, and good luck next week.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good night.
So Keith Mayato there. We are looking for. There he is. Joining Connor now is our first runner-up, Mr. Marcus Hagman. Connor, you got Marcus with you?
What's up, Mr. Swedish?
It's all great now.
How's your second place finish feel tonight?
It feels a bit like I stole it, but I was actually given it, so I'll take it any day in the week.
I kind of got in here late, but how about you go over how your race went from like the beginning to the end?
Oh, started off pretty safe. Got past of a bunch of cars, but I had my plan ready. My plan was actually to pit at lap 50 and then at lap 75 and then 50-50 again. So, but it didn't really work out because of the yellow. But I must say that that last caution that came in at the edge of time because I had fuel for about one lap left.
Yeah, that last caution just blew my mind.
I'm not sad about it. I'm actually happy about it. So
I dare say, Marcus, you're probably one of the few that aren't upset about that last caution.
I think actually Sage is pretty happy for it too.
As I said, one of the only ones.
Yeah. I got held up there at the restart for some lap guys. I was driving for my life to keep Sage behind. Then I saw he was losing time, so something had to be wrong. And then I heard he was short on fuel, so that what made me get into second today, and I'm really enjoying that.
So your thoughts moving forward as the series moves to Sebring next week?
If I'm at home, I'll race, but probably not, unfortunately.
All right, fair enough. Then we will see you Sunday or Saturday night, Sunday morning for you, with the NASCAR season opener at Daytona.
Absolutely, you will see me Sunday morning and Monday morning for me at Iowa with the ESPN Classic Series.
All right. Marcus, again, congratulations on the podium. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you, Tony, and good job broadcasting. I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Good night, guys.
So that was Mr. Hagman. And joining us now, rounding out our podium after starting shotgun on the field, no practice time, and still able to put one on the podium. If that's not skill, I don't know what is. Sage Karam, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I don't really know how I got here. I wasn't very good tonight. I didn't have any practice, and this place is probably one of the trickier tracks on the schedule. So yeah, it was definitely hard. But I think the name of the game was really just try and keep your nose clean and hope you can make up spots from other people's disasters. But unfortunately, there really wasn't a lot of fortunately, but unfortunately for guys that were starting in the back, there wasn't a lot of guys, making mistakes, and we only had 2 yellows, I think, so it was hard to make up time. The only way I made up position really was I had a good start. I got inside the top 10 pretty early, and then was kind of stuck and cruising there, and my tires were pretty much shot, and I decided to pit early and get tires on pretty, with like 5 gallons still left in the tank. So, and I just took that time to be able to have a shorter pit stop and, you know, fresh tires on track, and I made up a lot of time, and that's when I shot up to like fourth. And then I wanted to pit again short, after that, and Hollingsworth got into the back of me. I keyed up on the back, but you know how it is. You key up, and sometimes you let go of it too quickly, and I said it, but I don't think he really heard me, and unfortunately he got into the back of me. But yeah, and then from there I just pretty much was in damage control, and then a few guys had some issues up front, and was able to pick up some spots and got my lap back, and somehow ended up on the podium.
Well, it somehow ended up on the podium, and it's good to see you back with the series. I know we're heading towards one of your more liked tracks next week with Sebring coming up.
Yeah, well, that was the thing was I thought Sebring was today, so I didn't even practice. I was doing official races the whole day, and then about 8 o'clock comes around, 8:30, and I go sign up for the race. I was eating dinner, and it said that Phoenix was up, and I was like, oh gosh, that's not good. And I had to finish my dinner. And I came in here and was hoping to get some practice laps before qual. Had no practice laps before qual. Went into qualifying. Had no idea what I was doing. Mowed the fence down the first lap. Second lap, just tried to put a lap in and was dead last. So basically, the whole race was my practice, I guess.
Well, I know it wasn't the qualifying effort you were hoping for, but you can't be too disappointed putting one on the podium, especially with as horrid as the race started for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think that a P3 is basically a win for me tonight. I don't think I expected to be on the podium, especially like halfway through that race. I kind of found out real quick that I was out to lunch and was not going to win tonight. But yeah, just try to keep my nose clean. Had a little incident, but other than that, we gathered it back up, and we're good to go.
Well, congratulations on the podium, Sage. Looking forward to having you with us for at least the majority of the rest of the season, and looking forward to seeing you in the real life car in May.
Yeah, thanks. Should be good.
All right. Again, Sage, congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, thanks.
So, Connor, that's going to about do it for us tonight. Quick rundown of the finishing order. Keith Mayato coming home with the victory. Marcus Hagman hanging on for second. Sage Karam stealing one for third. Jeff Wubker in fourth. Robert Dudley bringing home fifth place. Good points night for him. Jeff Hollingsworth should maintain the points lead with a sixth place finish. Paul Crumry in seventh. Chris Simard in eighth. Should keep him at least in the top three in points. Simard came into tonight in second. Chris Beam in ninth place. And Chris Walker rounding out your top 10. Bob Lacavara in 11th. Raul Alvarez in 12th. Siefker disappointing 13th after getting caught up in the oops that brought out caution number 2. Mark Walker unfortunately had a glitch at the start of the event. Started 25 laps in deficit. Was able to maintain that 25 lap. Kevin O'Brien got caught up in an oops early. And Scott Brinson got caught up in the one that brought out the first caution. Rick Hunderfeen not taking the green, and Matt Burkhart not taking the green. So, Connor, I dare say we saw a lot of ups and downs tonight. A lot of less than pleased drivers, shall we say?
Oh, definitely. I think. I mean, no. Even though I came in a little bit late to the broadcast, I think a lot of people were kind of either disappointed in the result or just overall just pissed at the way that the race turned out.
And rightfully so to an extent.
I mean, I know Scotty puts in a lot of work at making the league the best it possibly can be, but I mean, he can only do so much other than what drivers do out on a track when he gives his setup. But he's doing a good job with the league, and I think he knows what he's doing. But like I said, it's just once you hand the setup out to everybody and it's race day, I mean, the race can go from 100% a great race like it was Sunday night in the ESPN Indy Retro Series to complete chaos like it was tonight.
It wasn't even that it was complete chaos. It was just lap cars trying to not be lap cars, if you follow what I'm saying there.
Trying to race the leader when I probably shouldn't.
I'm not even going to say that it was probably when they shouldn't, but it was
just getting in the way.
It was situational awareness not being at 100%, and that's really all you can chalk it up to, because it wasn't like anything was done maliciously or on purpose. It was just mistakes happen. But, you know, when you have a lucky rabbit's foot, you know, it clenched in your fist and things go horribly wrong, sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't. But congratulations to Keith Mayato and his team. Marcus Hagman, good run for him. Sage Karam, a better run than he was hoping for when the green flag came out. So looking forward to next week in Sebring. Don't forget to join Sam and myself as we bring you the opening round of the NASCAM Cup Series? No. K&Ns. K&Ns at Daytona on Saturday. And then we will be back Sunday with the ESBN Retro Series IRO5s at Iowa. So that is going to do it for us here tonight. For Mr. Connor Ojeda, this is Tony Trapasso saying keep it clean, keep it green, and we'll catch you next time.